This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back to the show. We are excited to have our next guest with us again, Stacy Mongar. She's a psychic medium and better known as Stacy, the psychic medium, of course. She's joining us live today. She's based out of Lincoln, Nebraska, but helping people worldwide, and especially now around the holidays, right? A lot of people feel alone, feel, what else is out there? Where's my family members? How could a psychic medium be of service to me to kind of help me get through the holidays? How you doing today, Stacy?
Oh, pretty well. Hanging in there.
Good.
As always.
No, well, tell us a little bit about yourself and the work you do. If people don't know you yet, would love to have you just introduce yourself. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm a psychic medium and I do, actual readings. I do cold case files, missing persons. I go after corruption. And as we've discussed, human trafficking, drug trade, arms trade. I have given information to authorities about that, and also pedophile rings, human organ trafficking, which unfortunately all of that is gone through the rough in the last 20, 30 years. But I go after that. But I actually do energy work and readings, so as that as well. And pretty much from the get-go, I think I've had this out of the womb. But, some of my earliest memories, 4 or 5, that I was able to know certain things. Wow. So that I think pretty much all along. And my gifts or abilities, and intentionally, what I found out has been suppressed. They didn't want me to know that I was gifted, because of everything that was happening in the family dynamic and all of that. But yeah, no, I'm here doing my thing. And sometimes it's spontaneous. Sometimes people get readings. And especially if it's of urgency or a warning, and then I say, I'm sorry, here it is. You may not believe in this, but I need to give this. And I usually go from there. And so usually it's accepted. Sometimes they're really freaked out and sometimes upset, but it depends. And also sometimes it's lighter messages or better, hopeful messages. So, but that's what I do.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, thank you for being here. And I know you have mentors. Yeah, you have mentors. You mentioned like John Edwards, Alison Dubois, Long Island Medium. But these are all people. Have you gotten to meet any of your mentors? I mean, you're doing the same work they do. Just curious.
No. I just over the years and not realizing who I was exactly, and being able to do things and not realizing what the heck I was doing. And but just from afar. I've never been to New York, so or any of those places that they would be, but just admiring what they've done. Some of these people were out way ahead of the curve, and I know there's others that have been out for decades, but just blown away by their gifts and abilities, and not realizing that I too was doing some of this, but recognizing in them, recognizing in me, and them having the graciousness and the gifts and the wherewithal to put it out there for others to see. And like I've said, we all have the ability to tap intuition, and we're especially in this country, and intentionally, I add, shut down, to ignore your gifts, to ignore who you are, what you're here to do. It's intentional to keep you away from who you truly are and what truly makes you happy, what truly you're designed and built for here. And once we acknowledge that, we're much better, happier people here to live in our true authenticity. And I know that word has been used quite a bit, but it is truly being able to tap in and truly doing what you're meant to do for the greater good, not other things, but for the greater good that not only helps humanity, but you're doing your thing. Is what I always say. And living in that
Well, you have these.
truly. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying you have these amazing gifts and abilities. And as you mentioned, you help so many people in different ways. And I think you wanted to kind of focus on, helping them during the holidays. Are a lot of people sad,
Yes.
lonely, missing their loved ones? Tell me what usually happens to people that contact you around this time of year. What are they looking for?
Well, I think sometimes unknowingly, and I think people that are tapped in and intuitive, and people like myself, and people are just tapped in. They're, when certain people are just, and it is the holidays, are the time when people are sometimes the most sad, the most lonely, and so if you have people that truly just sometimes telling them that you're thinking about them, spending time with them, even acknowledging, saying things are just enough to get certain people in. And that truly people that have serious mental health, I always say, and this is not good for business, but yes, it's one thing to go to a psychic. It's another when you truly need to speak to a professional. And not only do I provide that ways of getting contact, I follow up to make sure they're doing okay.
Yeah.
But people that are truly struggling, I provide resources. I give them contact information. I say, please do not, if you're thinking, and especially in a shout out to people that are struggling, but they're able to maintain, they're able to get through, they're able to find that silver lining and also get the help that they need and reach out and that show up every day and that still are a decent human being, which is in short supply. But shout out to those people who do the right thing,
Yeah.
stand up kind of people. So but to me, it's, yes, you can speak with me, but what we need to find is resources, and do not be going to psychics continually. And that's how somebody isn't genuine on that end in the spiritual community. When somebody is truly struggling and there are other things going on that you say, no, I think we need to find you some resources. Specific, I will give them specific numbers, specific contact information. So, and I know I've done that over the years, but you wouldn't be, and then please do not be doing what you're doing like myself if you cannot provide that information. And, the disclaimer that, I'm not a licensed therapist,
Yeah.
I'm not a licensed, psychology. And yes, we can pick up mental health. And a lot of times, in this country, we don't discern between people who truly are gifted to the people that, actual mental health and others. And in light of, in lieu of things, unfortunately, major tragedies that have happened and are going on for a lot of people that, just being there, simply
Yeah.
being there for somebody, listening to somebody, providing a ear and somebody to lean on. And I know myself that family is not, because I've talked about it specifically on here, that I've money and property and other things that, and defamation of character and all of those things that are going on with me that I have had to cut off. And I'm okay.
Yeah.
I've had to go within. I've had to take care of business, and I'm doing fine, much to the dismay of other people probably thinking they don't want me to be there. But, I think it takes an unusual amount of strength for somebody to get back up, especially if they've been through tragedies and,
Ah,
and
yep.
horrific tragedies, that are able to, reach out, get help, and get up and go on with life, and do it so gracefully, and so, and those people I look up to as well. And I get my inspiration from those around me, the people that every day are doing what they're supposed to be doing their thing, and carrying on no matter what life throws them. And I just want to let people know that, and I know a lot of people say that they're loved, but they are.
Yeah.
And what you bring to the table, who you are as a person, your everyday things that you do, how you carry yourself, and how you present yourself to the world. And, you're needed, you're
Oh,
wanted. And I just want to let people know that, because at times when, I'm needing that,
yeah.
and inspiration that I go to, I do a lot of different things to maintain and know that I'm here also to give guidance and to make sure that people know that, for the most part, it's going to be okay over the world. There's a lot of chaos, a lot of energy that is not so great. But what I do turn to and try to look at are people that are not only here doing what they're thriving, they're succeeding. And
Yeah.
I don't mean that in terms of monetarily speaking, but in terms on a soul level, and how they present themselves to people, and to me that requires a mass amount of internal strength. And with that, you have other energy present, which is, whether you refer to it as God, whether you refer to it as a higher energy, divine. There's those presence, and I call upon that energy. I call upon ancestors. I call upon a lot. I also turn to things that make me feel good, which is music. So I do film live, and I the venue in which it's at. So, and basically put them out on there, and they know that. It's like sometimes they're going, "Oh yeah, you're here, film us." It's like, come on, you gonna pony up? Pay
Of
me.
course, right? Yeah.
But to me, that that brings me a lot of joy doing that, and hearing great music, uh, and able just to see, and certain musicians that are starting out and making their way, and phenomenally talented. There's a lot of talented people out there, but there is help. That please do not hesitate to reach out, and whether that would be people that are in contact with good family and friends, to reach out. And also, if they do need therapists, the hotlines out there, to reach out.
Uh-huh.
But just simply by giving a person a smile and just being there and present sometimes is enough. And I just think we don't realize that what you say and how you present and on your daily life, sometimes how it can deeply affect people in a
Yeah.
good way.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing that.
So,
Oh,
yes. So I don't know if you got any emails from last time.
no, I do not have any emails from last time. You emailed me. It was just about the reading, correct?
Right. And I didn't know if you had it set up to where people can email you
Oh,
for
the
any questions
station
or anything.
does. That's why I was going to ask who your producer was earlier, because they should be sending me that feedback. So I don't have anything from her or him, whoever the producer is. But yeah, that's why I told them before to make sure they reach out to you. But yeah, normally we get reviewer responses. That's all the stuff that you should be in touch with them and you should be getting for sure. So you know what's going on. But I can ask some questions. I can open up the phone lines if someone does want to call in. We have like a few more minutes here. So 631-307-4010, 631-307-4010. If we do have any questions in the meantime. My question to you just right now would be, during this time of year, and people are sad, they've lost people. There's, a lot of negativity,
Yes,
grief,
unfortunately.
loss, missing loved ones. On
Yes.
Since you're on a different plane and level, what would you say to them about their loved ones? How can you let them be assured, rest assured that they are okay?
Well, usually they are definitely with you, and that comfort in knowing that they are. And obviously, it does not take away from them being directly with you in the 3D, but that they are, and to pay attention to the signs that they send you, and to, just let yourself grieve. People grieve differently, um, depending on what type of person you are, how you process grief. We all process it differently, but to go there to, it's okay. It's okay to, maybe you don't want to be around people, but don't disconnect because you're that, and if that's the case, to reach out, then that's the time you need to reach out. The grieving process, or that you just need some time alone, that's okay.
Mhm.
But also to reach out to people and to
Yeah.
want to be around people, but to acknowledge the grief, to seek out assistance for that, and to talk with them. Talk with them. Be there. They're there. Talk with them and say, "Hey, I'm missing you. You know,
Yeah.
love you, miss you." They're there,
Yeah.
and but to have those conversations. And no, that doesn't make you weird.
Aw.
They're there. They're there for you. And
Yeah.
to let yourself do what you need to do that makes you feel better, and to comfort you, whether it be something that reminds you of that person, and to be in the moment and be present, but allow yourself to grieve
Yeah.
and know that they are around you.
Oh, so true. It really is. Thank you for that. And you mentioned, I think when we spoke
Yes, yes.
one time ago about, you say we come back. I don't know if it's reincarnation or our soul comes back, right? And could you share a little bit about what
Right.
happens each and every lifetime? What is the soul purpose? What is the soul supposed to learn before it goes back to heaven? You know what I'm saying? Or back to wherever that is. What do we have to
Well,
learn?
and yes, some people say that the reincarnation, that some believe that we need to stop that loop and that cycle from happening, and that's another source of conversation. But when it does occur, yes, literally lessons that you have not learned here.
Yeah.
It's sometimes what's happening is you're coming back to experience those,
Mm-hmm.
and to literally learn from them. And literally, I had a reading there in Omaha, which was just, well, it really, one of those readings, like it was about a loss of a child. And some of the worst readings that I get in, but it was hopeful, but at the same time, just, I had to kind of excuse myself and go bald. I was kind of
Mm-hmm.
crying though when I gave it. Literally, I got in, there was somebody downtown that was working, and I won't get into specifics on where that was, but, and this has been a little while ago, but I literally went in to go get food. There they were, and I started to get this energy in, and I said, "Did you have you know, a son that passed? Somebody that passed very young?" And they said, "Yeah, I had a 2-year-old son that died." And he died on the operating table. And he was in the hospital for quite some time. And I said, "Did he like Winnie the Pooh?
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you have Winnie the Pooh?" in his casket, not only that, but on his headstone. And he said, yes. And I said, well, I said, did he, I said, you've had children, and we're talking 20 years ago that this happened, that he had other children. And I said, well, the soul is in one of them. I said, have you realize and you've acknowledged that the son is a lot like that one? I said, because he is. So literally they can come in the form of other people, partners,
Yeah.
siblings, that sort of thing, that literally the energy does cross over. And they also can use other people to come through, give you messages, that sort of thing. But yes, the soul does come back through. He literally, I said, did he have an organ? I said, why do I get in two? And he says, because he gave several of his organs twice, he said, to other people, other children.
Wow.
And I said, and yeah, they had a memorial. I said, I said, phenomenally, just massive memorial. And they said, yeah, that it turned into a major memorial, and they set up a foundation as a result of this. But that literally his soul went into the sibling, but very much he had, in his short 2 years of life, he had a profound lasting effect on those around him. And but that soul, it's the energy. And I was hearing somebody saying that we think the spirit's in your body, but really the body's in your spirit, your aura. So your aura is what you see, energy. So that would be your spirit. And so your body's in your spirit is what he said. And it's somebody out there that does a lot of it. That would be true, because you see their auras and their energy. You feel that energy. But yes, the soul is very much, and reincarnation. There are people that literally documented it, that they remember past lives. And I think I was so and so. Most of us do not remember
Yeah.
who we were. I do. I've picked up energy that I do remember a few past lives. So, and I've picked up that energy over the years, but of who I might have been. But I've also felt pretty much tapped in. But that energy it carries on, and it carries on, like I said, into the
Yeah.
children that you have born, to relatives, to friends, to, but it does go on. It's, you know, energy moves on, and there's no time limit here. And everything is linear, and everything is energy as we talk. And it does not stop. It transcends, it moves forward, it moves beyond. So, but yes, that soul is definitely there. So if you feel like somebody is familiar, it is. You've met them in a past life, you have
Oh,
that strong
hold
connection,
on. We have a
and
caller
those.
here. Hold on. Hi, welcome to the show. You're live on the line. Who's this?
Hi, this is David. How are you?
Hi, David. Hi. Do you have any questions for Stacy?
Hi, David.
Hi, how you doing? I wasn't sure like what to do, because so I'm sitting here, I'm in this like dying marriage, if you will, and there's somebody who I really am crazy about, and I know there's definitely chemistry there, and I just want to know what I could do to make that work. I mean, trust me, I think about this person all day, multiple times a day, sometimes in the biblical sense, when I'm alone, if you will, and it's a I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, and I'm really I'm like at the end of my rope here. I mean, I've started going to SAA meetings and AA meetings, and I don't know what to do. I really don't. What do you think?
Well, hello.
Yeah, hi, I'm here.
Hi, yes. Did you hear what he said?
Yes, I did. Well, this is a lot of different things going on here. Have you been working on this as far as, and you're talking about addictions here?
Yeah,
Have you been
I don't know if
working
you
with
handle that.
people, therapists on this notion?
Yeah, a bit, but it's just like I feel like he doesn't fully get me, and
Have
I
you
just figured
reached
maybe
out
you could
to
help. I don't know,
push?
somehow
Yeah.
help me or something.
Well, once again, once again, yes, I can give you a little bit of guidance, but my go-to would be definitely therapy. I am not a therapist, licensed or that, but
Well, is there
obviously, have you
anything that you
reached out
sense
to?
that you feel? Yeah, I know because being a psychic medium, I guess, is there any energy you're picking up from him or the person he's talking about? Maybe I don't know. How could I describe
Person
it?
that I'm
Yes,
talking
and
about.
yes, and
Yes.
she. Well, I don't. I'm getting in a
'Cause I know that this
Kim, and I
person
don't
wants to be
know
with me.
what that is, Kimberly or Kim. Yeah. Does she have addictions as well?
Nah, she may be a little crazy. That's about it.
I'm sorry, I can't
Kind of what
hear.
makes
Oh, she may be a little crazy, he's saying. She may be crazy. Yes.
Well,
a little OCD.
OCD.
I
Yes.
there's some definite healing. Okay, and a lot of times, like you will attract people. There's a level of healing that needs to. And I'm not saying that everybody needs to be completely healed when they meet people, that they want to be with people. But what I do want to make sure, and especially with people that have sex addictions, any addictions, whether it be food, substances, that as amount of level of healing before you get into any relationship. My fear is that there would that it's you could care for each other, but we also don't want to be trauma bonding here, which I do pick that up. Um, I do pick up that there needs to be some substantial. Have you reached out to this person?
Yeah, I mean, when we on the times we do get together, it's special. It's like it's a magical thing, but it's just like closing the deal has been a little bit of an issue. Just because I think she's afraid to like cross that boundary, if you will. But
Well,
the reality is like the connection is so
yes.
deep and it's so
Well,
real and genuine.
Well, and that is good. That is good. I can definitely feel that you're starting to do some of that healing, but my concern is that there needs to be some more of that and a lot more. And I would be concerned that you would get into the relationship. I do pick up more trauma bonding here, which I don't know. My recommendation and what I'm getting in energetically is more healing on this. And I think you found somebody, yes, you definitely can connect with. But my
She should be with
concern
me,
is
shouldn't
being
she?
at, excuse me?
Don't you think she should be? She should probably be with me. I mean, considering like I feel like I get her and she gets me.
Yes, and
Cutting out a little bit.
that is wonderful. But I'm just getting in, and and I know a lot of times people think with psychics that I'm telling people what they want to hear, not necessarily. I just wanted you and her, and this may be something that you could do together, is have you gone to therapy together?
Now, that's something I probably should suggest, though, right? Maybe I can
Huh.
convince this
Yes,
gorgeous girl to come
absolutely.
to therapy with me.
Before
Maybe couples therapy or
before you
something.
yes, absolutely. I would suggest that highly. I do get some red flags here. It's coming in. Just because you connect with somebody and you have that connection, but because of your background and your history, I would highly recommend that. And there are other groups out there for sex addiction that also would be a possibility, a strong possibility that you can attend. But I would highly recommend that who you pursue this before you get into a full-blown relationship. And but I'm getting some not so hot things here.
Oh my
I
gosh,
do
is
get
he
in
gonna
that
be
there is a
okay? She's not gonna like try to like kill him or anything, is she?
no, 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 none of that.
Worth
This
something
is
off
just
of me.
No, no, no. Oh, Lorena Bobbitt. Oh, sorry. No,
no, no,
no,
no, no,
no.
none of that. Yeah, just that I'm talking about a level of healing here, and I don't want any trauma bonding here. I don't want any, and but I would highly recommend both of you going to a therapist together. Proceeding from that and then individual, but there are others out there. I would seek out other recommendations if you don't feel comfortable with the person that you're with now. And I would also, there's groups that Sex Addiction Anonymous groups out there that you can, so I would definitely encourage you that. But I just think that that needs to happen before anything happens here. And it's not saying that you cannot have a good relationship down the road, but I would encourage you strongly, because I am getting some red flags here energetically on this. I would encourage you greatly to seek out. And I know it feels good, and especially when you meet somebody, I don't care that energy that you feel when you, that rush that you feel, it's an endorphin. And
Yeah.
but after that fades, and after you get into the realism of being with somebody in a actual relationship of give and take, of healing, of having healthy conversations and healthy exchanges, just a little bit more, it's, and sometimes people help heal each other. But in this case, I would highly encourage you to do some therapy, and then seek out somebody you feel comfortable with, and also sex addiction groups that
Thank you for the
I
advice.
would
Unfortunately,
recommend.
guys, we are out of time. We are way over today, but I want to thank you both for being here. Stacy, how can
Thank
we
you.
contact you? Would you mind sharing? Thank you again for
Thank you,
calling,
David.
sir.
Thank
Okay.
you, David.
All right, Stacy, how do we contact you?
Stacy the Psychic Medium, STACY, the Psychic Medium.com. You can catch me on Instagram and Facebook, which is I think Stacy S. Mongar on Facebook. But I do film live music on there. But Instagram or Facebook would be you could get a hold of me. Great place.
Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day, sweetheart.
Thank
Happy
you.
holidays to you. Hopefully we connect again next week.
Happy
All right.
holidays to you.
Bye.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.